G'day everybody, welcome to another ranked match of Dune Imperium Digital. I am Bludgeon. We're about to jump straight into a game here. I'm going to be player 2. And let's see what it's going to be. I'm feeling like a Memnon, maybe. I haven't played Memnon in a while in a ranked game. Worm Riders, Gene Manipulation, Shifting Allegiances, Chris Knife, Imperial Bashar are the Imperium cards, and then Mnemic Film. Ooh, yeah. That'd be a nice one to snag early if I can. Now, as Memnon, I can throw my Signet Ring at Tech Negotiation and just snag that immediately. Romber also can do that. Although being in player 2, it's not ideally what I want to be doing, right? As a player 2, you kind of want to either try to get double smuggling or double fold space. So we'll just have to see kind of how things pan out. But oh, Memnon got taken. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Well, I mean, there are some pretty good 3-cost cards here, I suppose. So maybe I'll shift it over to Armand. All right. Armand it is. Girthy Sandworm. Player 1 here. We'll see who gets picked as the first player. Oh, that's disappointing. I was looking forward to a Memnon. So I guess both of these players are probably going to be trying to snag that early Mnemic Film. It's such a nice tech to get. I mean, even late in the game, it can be good because it can help you just get those last couple of Spice Must flows. You know, when you're sometimes like one persuasion short, it can obviously help. But obviously, if you can get it early, then it can really help you, you know, increase the quality of the cards you're adding to your deck from the start of the game. Okay, so what a hand we have here. Well, maybe I do end up going to Tech Negotiation after all. No, I think I still have to smuggle and then smuggle again next round. The thing is, that won't get me to... It won't actually get me to 8, but... yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. We'll let somebody else grab that early Mnemic Film. If I can sneak a win here, that would be really nice, but... we'll wait and see how it goes. Yeah, there's the Tech Negotiation. But he sent a dagger there, right? Wait, what? Did he undo it? Okay. So that Mnemic Film is not likely to make it to me unless I want to spend my first action next round on it, which it's an awkward hand next round, right? Signet Ring, Seek Allies, and Diplomacy. Kind of hurts when that happens because, you know, those are the 3 cards you definitely, not definitely, but ideally those are the ones you want to be using. And if you get all 3 of them, then it's pretty hard to do it unless you know, go to Mentat or something like that, which can be an all right move. Okay, so I honestly had been thinking of Tech Negotiation, but now that we're here, if I go to Carthag and put in 3 troops, with the 2 daggers, I might be able to beat Memnon. The thing is, he still has an agent remaining, and he could throw in 1 more, so that At best, I would be tying for first in that case, unless I get a combat intrigue. So it's not particularly amazing. Well, I'm going to do it anyway because I don't really have anything better to do. Let's see what we get. Okay. Well, let's do it. And Memnon goes to wealth. Okay, so maybe I can win this without playing the second wave. Romber still could do something here potentially to get in on this, but I've got a crappy, you know, I'm not going to be able to get any cards with my reveal. But, oh, whoops. This shout outs graphic up. Sorry about that. All right, so wow. Okay. That tells me he probably has 2 daggers in hand. If he's going to do that. Or maybe 1, maybe he just really wants a couple of spice. But this is pretty funny, 3-3-3. I mean, I can win it with the second wave. So I could take this scout, but I'm not particularly excited to do that. Should I take it? You know what? You know what? I'm going to take it just because let's give it a chance. Okay, let's get rid of a card in play. I am going to get rid of a dagger, even though in a way, I don't necessarily want to lose them immediately because I still have things to do with those daggers. But given the options, I still think it probably makes sense to do it. Okay, some of my nice 3-cost cards disappearing. Kwisatz Haderach pops up in the Imperium row. Yeah, everybody had 2 daggers. Okay, this is funny. Well, we'll do this. I'm not going to deploy that extra troop because the 2 daggers are guaranteed to be good enough. Nobody else has an intrigue card. So we'll take that victory, and that's going to let me advance. Well, actually, I've got an interesting decision to make here because I could advance. And then the thing is, if I take this, I'll be at 6. If I go to wealth with my first action, I can then go to Swordmaster. So that's actually what I'm going to do. More freighters. So yeah, I go to wealth here. That gets me to 8, and then signet ring to Swordmaster, and then the diplomacy somewhere else. So that's going to be all right. It's, you know, I would have had another option if I'd wanted to. I could have gone up 1, gone to smuggling immediately, cashed in, you know, bumped up on the guild, and maybe tried to get there with my diplomacy this round, but it's, you know, kind of unlikely that I actually would have the chance to do it, given that there are all these other players going before my second agent. So this route feels better to me to get around to Swordmaster. Now, I'm not going to be able to use my trash ability here because I'm only going to have 1 agent out on the non-faction spots, but that's all right. Okay, Paul unlocks interstellar shipping. Kind of lucky for Paul that nobody else wanted to go there here, or could go there, I suppose, maybe. Manages to get that all the way around. So he's going to be shipping already. Yeah, I mean, I will take the Chris Knife. It's not the most exciting card here. I could take a Liaison instead. I could take a Liaison instead and maybe try to get closer to these big cards. That's a tough decision. I am going to go with the Chris Knife, though, just for more faction power early. Am I blocking the influence on the Freeman here? I think I am. Let me move over a little bit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much out of reach for me. My diplomacy looks like it might be going to... Well, probably I'll go to Still Suits, right? Because Paul is, you know, chances are he's going to go to Interstellar Shipping right here. So probably the Still Suits will be open for me, which is lucky in a certain sense of the word. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of spice to pick up next round. However, Romber has 2 water now, so probably the Great Flat is not going to be available for me next round. Haga Basin probably won't either, because Paul will probably grab that next round when his turn comes around. Yeah, there's the Interstellar Shipping. Detonation Devices is the tech that replaced the Mnemic Film. Okay, well, at least I do have somewhere to go with that. And, well, I'll put in 1. I mean, that's pretty good value for 1 troop here. So we're going to be loaded up on water. Get an intrigue card as well. Uh-huh. That's a great card for Paul to pick up. I mean, he's the only one who can even go to Interstellar Shipping. So I'll be curious to see what he does. But I'm guessing it's going to be the Bene Gesserit Sister and the Chom Delegate. Okay, he picks up the Sister first. Oh. Oh. That's good luck for me. Good luck for me grabbing in the shadows here. So, nice for Paul to get those cards. Another Worm Riders appears. So, definitely take in the shadows. And then... do I just keep going for faction power here? Like, the Liaison... You know what? I am going to do it. Court Intrigue is really not my favorite card. Opulence pops up. But, I kind of like this diversity of faction access I'm adding to my deck. I mean, I don't have a ton, right? I've got the Diplomacy basically, but now I have at least a separate Freeman access card and an Emperor access card, which also infiltrates. So, you know, it's there's different ways to go. Like in both of those cases, I could have taken Liaisons, which, you know, might have been nice to help get some of these big cards here, but it is what it is. I've made the choices that I have made. And I get a Secret Forces intrigue card. Okay. All right. So we'll see what Scout does for me here. I'm giving it a chance. You know, I do feel like it's important sometimes to challenge your assumptions and to take cards that you normally don't take, just to give it a chance and kind of see if it ends up, you know, changing your mind a little bit. And so I'm giving the scout a chance to change my mind. It just, if there was a game to do it, it was this one, right? I had only one persuasion. There it was. So we're going to give it a shot. And okay, so unsurprisingly, both of these spots are gone. We'll see if this one also goes away. Invasion ships picked up by Romber already. Oh my goodness. Spy satellites there. Spy satellites probably not going to be particularly important for me this game, since I have been adding faction access to my deck. I think I'll probably be able to get to 2 with everybody. So Paul, he doesn't even have to go shipping right now. Like, he could go smuggling and then interstellar shipping if he really wanted to, if he has the cards to do that. Maybe he doesn't have the cards. He might only have one Dune the Desert Planet in hand to make that happen. Yeah, there's the shipping. Okay, just go straight for that. He has the fold space, so I think he actually could have potentially done it. I don't know what he had in his hand. Maybe not. But I think now, I think I am going to send the scout over to smuggling here. So the other thing with the scout is it does have 2 faction accesses on it, right? So it is definitely better than the base cards in the deck. I'm not going to be using it for the retreat. I'm just going to be using it for the flexibility here. So, you know, flexibility is also helpful. I do have a research station opportunity if I want. Could that get me to something crazy this round? Maybe it could. But I'm going to do this. If I really want to, I can send the In the Shadows there. It's not ideal. Memnon grabs Swordmaster now. I also could get High Council seat by going Wealth and then In the Shadows to High Council. Again, playing the playing the In the Shadows as an agent at this point is not really what I want to be doing, but it is kind of tempting to just get the High Council seat done. It also would allow me to trash a card. I could trash this scout. Okay, shifting allegiances. So he could afford to drop down here if he wants to. I guess that's kind of the only place he can. And he decides to use it just for the straight up bump up, taking the Guild Alliance and the 3 Solari that comes with it. So, you know, in terms of my options here, Fold Space is not particularly exciting for me because Paul has shipping access already and he goes before me every single round other than when I'm first. I'm not going to have many opportunities to actually use interstellar shipping even if I get to 2, and it's going to take me a while to get there. Getting the High Council seat does unlock the Secret Forces. Alternatively, I could just trade in the Secret Forces for something else. You know what? I think I am going to go for the High Council seat this round. So I guess it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. either way because I'm not going to be in the conflict. So I'm going to go do this. I'm going to get myself some Solari. I'm not going to trade in the Secret Forces. I think I will. I will just hang on to it because I now am going to get a High Council seat, so it kind of makes sense, I feel like, to have it. Maybe I can win a conflict next round. There's 6. Is it going to be Opulence or Warm Riders? It's Warm Riders for Romber, and Reverend Mother Mohayim shows up. So there's some good cards there. So the High Council seat, you know, might come in handy pretty soon. So yeah, regrettably, the In the Shadows is not going to be used optimally here, but, you know. It is how it is. Do I want to get an Ixian Engineer? I don't think that I do. Do I want to get an Imperial Bashar? I don't really think that I do. Okay, well, I can't anyway. Wow, look at all this stuff. Crazy. Okay, trash a card in play. All right, so the Scout, you know, you came, you did your thing. Now you're gone. Yeah, the Ixian Engineer, I have no techs right now, and I don't know if I'm going to get... I'm probably not going to have 3 before this game ends. So I will take a liaison. Do I want 2 liaisons? You know, now that there are all these big cards, I think I actually am going to put in 2 liaisons. I have the High Council seat. It dilutes the deck in terms of getting the In the Shadows and the diplomacy, but all of this stuff, like, I'm going to want Persuasion. Now, it's not going to show up yet, right? I've still got to get through this kind of junky series of hands, but I do have the water for Research Station. Okay, Desert Power. So this would be a decent one for me to win with the Secret Forces potentially. Paul having just like unlimited access to interstellar shipping is definitely not a good thing for us. So I think we're going to be paying the price for that. I might do a research station this round and, you know, see what kind of goods I can pick up. Yeah, Paul can wait, get Swordmaster for his second agent. Okay, goes immediately to Hardy Warriors. I would like to do this. I guess I could send the Dune up here, research station for my second agent. That probably makes sense. So, yeah, I don't know if I can beat Paul even with the Secret Forces here. You know, like if I were to go to Carthag, for example, that would be a total of 4 troops I can put in, which doesn't actually beat him necessarily. I don't even know if the research station will be good enough. Maybe research station plus tech negotiation. But I think it's probably still worth trying. Okay, Romber going in on this. I assume he's going to throw in the Dreadnought at least. All right. Yeah, it's not amazing, but let's see what we get here. Obviously, these two I know. And it's a convincing argument. Okay, so we do get to 8. So maybe we get the Kwisatz Haderach here. That's pretty cool. But I don't think there's any point in the secret forces. Do I put in 1 just to get a spice? I think I'm just going to pass on that. I could get another liaison, but I don't think I really want it at this point. So I'm just going to end it there. And thank you to R.Re. for the YouTube sub. You happened to click that subscribe button while I was recording this video. So if you're watching this, hello. All right. And sadly, this Chris knife is not going to... It's not going to trigger because I don't have the Freeman bond. We'll see if I regret not cashing in this Secret Forces for a different intrigue card, because at this point it's sort of looking like, you know, I was hoping to maybe win this conflict with it. It's not going to happen. Maybe next one. Someday maybe it'll matter. The nice thing about this is you can use it anytime you feel like you need to. So obviously, optimally, you're going to use it the same turn you send an agent to a combat space so that you can actually deploy those troops as sort of a surprise, you know, a surprise show of strength. But, you know, in a pinch, you can just get 2 troops in your garrison. If you're, you know, if you're going to fill up on intrigue cards or something, you can do that. Boy, oh boy, this guy just shipping all day, all night is certainly unfortunate. It was that second round, right? Paul went first. He went to fold space, fine. And round 2, you know, I didn't because I was doing other things, and everybody else, I guess, had their own thing going on as well. All right, so for me, this is the move. And it puts me to 9. But I think I am still going to get the Kwisatz Haderach rather than a Spice Must Flow. I think it's early enough that I can get enough value out of that to essentially be worth, you know, at least 1 victory point, if not potentially 2. Okay, liaison's starting to sell out a little bit here. Only 3 remaining. Nobody has the persuasion to buy anything here, which is kind of funny. Memnon, though, does have a high council seat, so, you know, he might have a shot at picking up something here. So yeah, it's going to be a Kwisatz Haderach. And do I want the Bounty Hunter? I think no. I think no. So trash a card in play. Let's get rid of this dagger. And we'll leave it at that. So yeah, we're just gonna have to hope that that Kwisatz Haderach can, you know, provide some value. I think it's a reasonable decision at this point in the game over the Spice Must Flow. You know, considering I am, you know, still trashing cards. Okay, Memnon picks up Opulence. Duncan Idaho shows up. Still some, you know, it's basically two, I would say, good cards here. These three are sort of whatever. Oh, Allied Armada. Okay, Paul jumping ahead on the scoreboard here. If Paul picks up this Spy Satellites, he could be, you know, in a pretty dominant position because he's at 1 here, nothing here, 1 here, and with the shifting allegiances, he can also kind of play with that if he wants to. All right, a lot of spice sitting on the board. I have 1 water. There's the In the Shadows, Court Intrigue. I wonder if I get rid of it this time. I mean, this would be a good one for me to win again, but I don't have a way of going to smuggling right here, unfortunately. That's not great. Maybe I pick up some spice and look to selective breeding. Selective breeding, you know, a good space to go to, but it's especially good when you have something like Kwisatz Haderach in your deck, where basically what you want to do is just draw it as often as you possibly can. Paul going to Hardy Warriors once again. Really aggressive here play from Paul, trying to just win a bunch of victory points and end this game quickly. And it's going to be pretty hard to stop him. I don't think I really can. And, you know, I was saying pick up some spice. Again, I actually don't have the means of doing that, which hurts a lot. Maybe I go to Arakeen. I don't really like using the liaison for that. You know, I'd like to keep the persuasion, but oh, I could go wealth and hope to get to Mentat. It would be another option. I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to get rid of the Secret Forces here. I don't think... I just need something else here. I don't feel like it's working out for me right now, so I'm gonna trade it in. Let's see what we get instead. Rapid mobilization. Not great. Not great at this point. So Paul is still unchallenged for this shipping. This is really, really rough. It's really, really rough. I think, like, the only card anyone has that can actually take them to fold space is Diplomacy, and... you know, like it hasn't made a lot of sense for me to do it. And it still doesn't, because I'm still 2 away there. You know, I would have really liked it if one of these 2 could have challenged there. But, you know, they either couldn't or had other priorities, and so I've got to live with it. But it's a really rough situation here. You know, interstellar shipping every round. Okay, well, the Mentat is there at least, so I'll go ahead and take it. We get a Chris knife. Okay, it is yellow access. So we'll see, but I have a feeling this spite, yeah. This is really, really harsh, man. Really harsh. Maybe I end up going to still suits. Still suits and then hog a basin. I mean, Great Flat, I guess. I could go still suits and then once again waste the In the Shadows on a research station looking to draw, you know, a Kwisatz Haderach. Because it would be great to use the Kwisatz Haderach this round and then get a reshuffle. I could get the Emperor Alliance that way. I mean, I wouldn't have to use the In the Shadows. I could use the Liaison to Research Station if I wanted to do that. Well, step one is this anyway, and then we'll see what we decide to do. Not going to deploy here. So this is, it's feeling kind of rough. If I miss the Kwisatz Haderach, it at least guarantees that I draw it next round. And let's see. I would draw a minimum of 3 persuasion, so I would be... If I use the Liaison, that would get me to... I'd end up at 5 persuasion, which sucks. Memnon gets the spy satellites. Okay. Not bad for him. Hopefully Romber can end up taking this victory from Paul. If I use the In the Shadows to go to Research Station, it gets me to 7 persuasion, which means I could get a Reverend Mother or a Gurney Halleck. Oh, man. So, doing the Liaison play is basically like really hoping I get the Kwisatz Haderach. It's a less than 50-50. It's a 3 out of 7 chance that I get it. But you know what? I feel like I'm kind of at a point in the game where things are not going well for me. I might need to just kind of get lucky. And I could still get lucky with the convincing arguments. So I'm going to do it this way because I really just need to be getting that. Okay, I got a convincing argument at least. I did not get the Kwisatz Haderach. I'm not going to deploy, but at least I'm going to have 6 persuasion to get a decent card into the deck. Between Gurney and Reverend Mother, I think it's an interesting decision. Reverend Mother can combo with the Kwisatz Haderach. Also can get me, you know, Bene Gesserit influence, which I might need. Gurney, though, might... First of all, he draws me a card when I play him. And... I forgot about the Chris Knife move there. That was kind of cool. Okay, so let's get rid of a Dune the Desert Planet, first of all. And I think I will take the Gurney Halleck here because, first of all, he draws a card on play. And, ooh, Treachery. And those troops, you know, I'm probably going to have to try to win a big conflict to have any hope in this game. So, okay, Private Army for Romber. So this is pretty good for us because this means he's going to edge out Paul by just 1. He's going to take the victory. We don't want Paul getting to 6. So that's good. Unfortunately, Paul's still going to be able to interstellar shipping this coming round. Smuggling is probably what I'm going to be doing here. Okay, there's the Kwisatz Haderach. Yeah, I think I have to smuggle right now, and then I can take the Emperor Alliance with that. It's going to give me a lot of troops, which, like, I probably don't want to use rapid mobilization on this round. I probably want to save it for the next one. Okay, so I'm going to take Spice here and probably end up sending Kwisatz Haderach to selective breeding. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take that Emperor's Alliance right now before Memnon gets any crazy ideas. Now, Paul, with the shifting allegiances, could take that Freeman Alliance this round. And do I want to acquire anything? No. Okay, he goes still suits. Maybe I end up having to go here with the Kwisatz Haderach in order to get that alliance. I'd like to do the selective breeding, but... Okay, Hayliner here from Romber. So Romber at least can start blocking Paul from shipping. Like, it's a little bit late, but you know, it's something. Now Romber might end up being the threat here. Like, I've been worried about Paul, but Romber is starting to catch up. If I go to still suits, I'll end up with 2 water, which could open me up to another research station if I really wanted. Or I could grab a whole load of spice, which also is pretty kind of tempting. Never mind. I don't have a card that can actually go there. Okay, so there's that move from Paul. Yeah, not a big shock. So maybe I just do the selective breeding play. Because these guys both have a bunch of water anyway, so the Great Flat is kind of out of it. The research station would be an option, but So what's he going to do with his second influence? Does he just go up one more on Freeman and try to kind of secure that, or does he start working on Bene Gesserit or Emperor? Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, that kind of makes that decision for me. It's going to be selective breeding. Now, I don't necessarily have a great card to trash for the selective breeding. It might end up being the reconnaissance out of my hand, or even the signet ring. But okay, so I have to open this up, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. I'm going to draw from Kwisatz Haderach first, see if there's something I'd rather trash. No. I'd rather obviously have the signet ring than the reconnaissance, but it might come down to, you know, persuasion here. So I will actually I'm going to lose the signet ring. Okay. Turns out wasn't necessary. Reconnaissance and Dune the Desert Planet remaining. Yeah, there goes the Great Flat. No big surprise there. Three, 4, 6, 5. The current score on the board. So it's definitely going to be Spice Must Flow this time. The reconnaissance has a lot of options here. Maybe Siege Tabard, just getting more water to, you know, try to get another research station, just kind of power through the deck, try to get the Kwisatz Haderach as much as I can, Spice Must Flows as much as I can. Alternatively, Carthag, you know, for an intrigue card, try to find some kind of good end game card, you know, corner of the market or plans within plans. Either one of those could theoretically work out for me. Even just Arakeen to draw a card. That's quite a hand. It's a tough one, honestly. I think I'm going to do it this way. Get more water, look for a future research station. As for deploying units here, I'll put in one, look for a spice. Okay, Memnon, he can cash in Solari for a victory point off of the Opulence. picks up a treachery. That could be dangerous for me here. Does Romber go for the Shai Hulud here? I mean, it would be thematically appropriate. Guy's got 2 worm riders. Yeah. Guy's going worm hunting, man. Or worm riding, I guess I should say. Hunting on worm back. Okay. So I'm going to pick up 1 spice here. Just 1. I could put out even more troops to get like the 2nd place, but I don't think it makes sense. I think it's better to hang those back for rapid mobilization next round. So that's going to be 2 spice. That's going to allow me to selective breeding again, which is good. Selective breeding next round plus the reveal of In the Shadows could be the Bene Gesserit alliance. I might have to use... Okay, let's get rid of another... Is it Dune or Reconnaissance? I think at this point, it's probably the Reconnaissance because I do have other ways of getting to city spaces, but I'm a little bit short on these spots, although the city spaces are more important at this point. This is how I'm going to go. Scout? No. Missionara Protectiva is not bad comboing with the Kwisatz Haderach or even the In the Shadows, I suppose. The thing is, the In the Shadows I often want to reveal. So I think it's a little bit too... a little bit too hard to combo to be worth picking up for me right now, even though, you know, it would be nice to be able to get influence out of it, but it requires me to play the Kwisatz Haderach before it or play the In the Shadows before it. And, you know, often Kwisatz Haderach you want to use like later in the round, and In the Shadows I might just want to keep for reveal. So I don't think the Missionara Protectiva makes a lot of sense for me here. It's a battle for Arakeen, so this is one I definitely want to win. I've got a Gurney Halleck as well, so I think I've got a pretty good shot at this now. Romber does have Hayliner Spice. Can I beat him? Possibly. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to do. But I think step 1 is selective breeding. I think that's my highest priority move. Has he reshuffled? Yes. So I'm a little bit worried about the... Okay. Interstellar shipping from Romber. So for once, Paul can't do it. I'm a little bit worried about the treachery from Memnon stealing the Emperor Alliance, but I think I have to just hope he can't do it right now. I mean, he still has... Oh, yeah, Paul can still do it anyway. He has 9 cards in his deck. So probably he doesn't have it in hand. I think that would be the Freeman point here for Paul, probably. Oh, never mind. I mean, green. We're green. Okay, it just locks up the Freeman Alliance. That makes sense. Because, yeah, Memnon also could have sent the treachery there. So I think that would be the thinking. Okay. Yeah, this has to be it. So, yeah, we can just trash the Spice Must Flow here. I don't have like a corner of the market So I think it makes sense to lose that and just make sure that I've got persuasion for buying more Spice Must Flows. And unfortunately, I did not get the Kwisatz Haderach. So I could, if I'm allowed to do so, I could send Chris Knife to Still Suits, then Gurney Halleck maybe to Research Station. And that will guarantee me the Kwisatz Haderach because that would be 4 cards. It also lets me put a bunch of troops in. Okay, so does he have the Hayliner here? He might not have it. Oh. Interesting. So that's... What? He had the spice for Hayliner, he had the card for it, but he went to Still Suits instead. Well, that messes my plans up a little bit. I mean, I can still... Oh, there goes the research station as well. Okay. Huh. Huh. Okay, well... What do I want to do then? Mentat is an option. Only Kwisatz Haderach and 2 persuasion cards left in the deck. I definitely want to save that for a reveal. I'm going to say Memnon doesn't have the treachery. He also might have an intrigue card there. I'm going to do the Mentat. Let's see what we get. It's a convincing argument. Okay. The trouble is, playing Gurney draws me 1 card. It's a 1 in 3 chance of being Kwisatz Haderach. Otherwise, it's another 2 persuasion card, and I still am stuck at 8, which means if I want to get... What is this? I don't like that. Okay. Okay. Like, if I want to get Spice Must Flow, I have to basically use the In the Shadows. No, there's nowhere I can even send that to do it. So basically, I just have to send Gurney somewhere and hope that I draw the Kwisatz Haderach. Because if I do, that would be really, really good. Because the Kwisatz Haderach also will draw me a card. And I could, like, if I wanted to get really crazy, I mean, I could send the Kwisatz Haderach to a lot of places to get me enough for Spice Must Flow. I could send it to Tech Negotiation. I could send it to Arakeen. That would make more sense. If I don't get it, I think I can probably still win the conflict. Okay, so Carthag, unfortunately, not an option. So it's going to be Gurney to siege Tabor, which at least sets me up for next round. If there is a next round, like if everything goes perfectly here, I can win this round because I can get this alliance. That's 7, 8, 9. Spice must flow 10. But to get the 10, I have to hit Kwisatz Haderach. I also will get the Chris Knife bump. So that'll be an extra water there as well, which isn't super necessary. Let's see what we get. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's fantastic. Maybe I don't even use the rapid mobilization here. We'll see what everybody has for swords on reveal. Like basically, this is going to allow me to put in one more troop than normal because Kwisatz Haderach is going to be going to Arakeen. That's going to draw me these 2 cards. That's going to be enough for a Spice Must Flow. I put in 3 more troops. I probably just do it anyway, just for the insurance. Because I don't know what intrigue cards Paul has. I do have a sword here. I do have a sword here. I'm going to get an intrigue card here. Yeah, there's no reason not to use it. I'm going all in for this round. So even though it's basically going to work out to be like +2 strength, oh, Paul takes the persuasion rather than the swords. That's interesting. Okay, well, it lets him get a Spice Must Flow, but it either means he's very confident about winning this or he's not confident at all about the intrigue cards that Momber might have. That's interesting. Like, I would like to get another intrigue card from Carthag, but I have to draw 2 cards in order to get a Spice Must Flow. So this is the play. Nobody else has any agents. We'll just send it from Mentat anyway. Oh wait, do I still have another agent actually? Wait a minute. Well, I can't undo that. Okay, that was actually a mistake. But I forgot I still have another agent. Is there anything worth doing with it? I guess not. So that was kind of a weird... Yeah, I could have like taken it off Siege Tower. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I could have gotten an extra troop that way. We'll just do this. We'll throw that in. Hope it's good enough. And hopefully that mistake doesn't cost us. Come on, like ambush or something. Charisma. Okay, well, whatever. I guess I trashed the In the Shadows just for laughs. Okay, so yeah. If I'd played that optimally, I potentially could have gotten one more troop in from here. I'm not totally sure. Ooh, this is feeling good. But, you know, who knows? What are the intrigue cards? Looks like nothing. Ooh, oh. Okay. Looking pretty good. We'll see about the end games. We'll see about the end game. So Memnon has the spy satellites, right? What's that worth to him? 1, 2 points. Corner the market on Romber. plus a tiebreaker for a bunch of spice. Does that get him out of 4th place, maybe? Probably not. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo, 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 woo. I don't have my sound effect cheering board hooked up right now, so, you know, I need you to cheer for me, okay? Sylvain, we did it. Félicitations. Merci. Thank you, Sylvain. All right. Hey, that... Ooh. Felt good.